Hello Tim, today we will be discussing the BCS race for the national championship with our audience. As the bowl season nears, more and more teams are falling out of contention. There are now only 5 undefeated teams left in the race.
Yes, Susie. And we will be discussing who has the best chance at the title game and who actually deserves a shot at the national championship.
So for beginners, let's discuss the top 4 teams. Obviously these guys are the ones that are making a good case for themselves at this point in the season. We have Auburn at number 1, Oregon at 2, and then Boise and TCU follow at 3rd and 4th.
Yes, and let's start off with our number 1 team. This Auburn team may very well be the best team in the country, and as of right now, they stand the best chance at going to the title game.
Certainly Tim, and then you have to appreciate that high-power defense up in Oregon. You've got to love that kid, Michael James. Now at this point, these two teams are surely making a case for themselves. But the schedules ahead of these two teams aren't easy. Obviously we have Auburn playing one-loss Bama. And then Oregon still has to play Arizona and Oregon State.
True. These games will be no walk in the park. Now let's say one of these two teams loses one down the road. They may even both lose one. Who do you think takes over at 1 and 2?
Okay. Well, after this past weekend of football, I think TCU jumps Boise and takes over that number 3 spot. With TCU still having to face undefeated Utah next week, and San Diego State at the end of the season, I think TCU is the first to take over the 1 or 2 spot. Second of all, I think Bama wins out, and as much as I disagree with the one-loss team playing in the championship when there are still undefeated teams out there, I think Bama takes one of those spots. Of course that is in the case of an Auburn and Oregon loss.
That is an interesting take on it, Susie. If Auburn and Oregon both lose one, I think I take one-loss Bama at 1, and then I like one-loss Nebraska or Wisconsin at the number 2 spot. I would then have TCU and Boise at 3 and 4, respectively.
So Tim, what you are saying is that despite huge wins for TCU such as Baylor and Air Force, you still take second Big Ten teams with one loss? You have to remember. This Baylor team may win the Big 12 now, after a big win in Austin. And that Air Force team that put 24 on OU and 23 on Utah.
Yes, but it is all about the body of work. TCU does not play good teams in the Mountain West like Bama, Wisconsin, and Nebraska do.
Did you not hear me? TCU beat Baylor, who plays in the same conference as Nebraska, and actually might have a chance to beat Nebraska. Not only did TCU beat Baylor, but they beat them 45-10.
Yes, but TCU would not stand a chance against a good team. It is the body of work that makes a team a national championship team. TCU is simply not good enough. Therefore I take Wisconsin or Nebraska over TCU.
Okay. Well, TCU's defense has only allowed 16 points in the last 5 games. One of those games was against Air Force, who has the number 1 rushing offense in the nation, and let me repeat, they put up over 20 points on Oklahoma and Utah. OU was ranked number 1 at one point. Remember?
IT does not matter, as I said. TCU does not play good teams.
So is Baylor not a good team?
Baylor is a good team.
Then what are you talking about?
It is all about the body of work. TCU is not in the SEC, therefore they will not go to the championship.
So you have to be in the SEC to be a good team? Are you saying there are no good teams anywhere else?
The Big Ten is good also.
Where did you go to school?
Alabama. Then I transferred to Ohio State. And my kids go to Nebraska.
You are an idiot.
I do not like teams that are not automatic bids. I think they should burn.
How did you become a sports analyst? Are you even on the payroll? You are absolutely ignorant.
TCU is in the Mountain West, therefore they cannot be a good football team.
Thanks for proving my point, that you know absolutely nothing. You represent the flawed system, that is the BCS. You probably have never watched a TCU game.
I don't have to. They are not good.
If you are one of the many people who wants to fight BCS ignorance, and believes that TCU and Boise can play with the SEC, Big Ten, and Big 12 teams, like this. Thank you, and have a good day.